this Newcastle Trojans, they have a very balanced team, similar to what Pike had. They look for balanced scoring through most of their team. Daryl Guppy, 5'11", 150, is really their point man and leader of the team. They look to him for their leadership and expect Newcastle to use some different defenses, not to let Lawrence North settle back into a pad offense.
Well, we are about 4 minutes away from the start of our second game. We hope it's nice and warm and comfortable where you are, snuggled up next to a fire this day after Christmas. And we hope for each of you, you had a very memorable, a very enjoyable holiday, and look forward to a very bright and prosperous 1990. And we'll be back with the start of today's second game between Newcastle and Lawrence North in just a minute.
Say, Joe, tonight's the night, isn't it?
Yep. It's New Year's Eve on TTV4 with 2 special movies shown with limited commercial interruption.
Plus exclusive live coverage from here at Union Station. I'm Doug Rafferty, along with your host from the 10 o'clock news team. We'll be here to bring you all the fun live from Indiana's biggest New Year's Eve bash.
Dynamite!
Watch Countdown to 1990 live New Year's Eve on TTV4, sponsored by the Hoosier Lottery, a chance for your wishes to come true.
According to U.S. Department of Labor projections, 44,000 truck drivers will be needed this year. Enroll now at Federal Truck Driving School and take advantage of the growing demand for skilled truck drivers. In just 2 to 8 weeks, Federal's complete state-of-the-art curriculum and individual instruction prepares you for certification by the Department of Transportation. Student loans, Pell Grants, and other financial aid is available. Learn to drive the big rigs from a leader in advanced truck driver training.
Call today for an exciting new career. Federal Truck Driving School, 638-1968.
A little bit about this second game as we come in. Lawrence North really got off to a rough start last. They were ranked number 1 in the preseason polls, and then they go bing, 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 lose 3. And all of a sudden, I would imagine Jack Keefer just wondered, whoa, what is happening here?
Jack Keefer always plays a tough schedule. They were beaten by Marion early in the year. But the same thing happened last year as Lawrence North started their year. They play that tough schedule. There's a Christmas tournament they play in Indianapolis, and they got beat around last year, and then things finally came together. By tournament time, I think you could see, led by Todd Leary and Eric Montrose, they were ready to play and pretty well took care of all the competition in the tournament. And the same thing's happening now as Newcastle comes onto the floor. Lawrence North has a slow start, but you can always learn more from your defeats than you can your wins. And Jack Keefer is a good enough coach to turn those things around and have Lawrence North ready, if not right now, ready for when that tournament comes. We'll see, as this will be 2 big tests for Lawrence North today, regardless of who they will play tonight.
It's going to be interesting. The Trojans are back on the court right now. There are some interested fans, high school fans, and we have a pretty good crowd on hand here. I still notice more fans from the Pike and Bedford side of the floor, but they're beginning to fill in on the opposite side, and that's the Lawrence North and Newcastle side. But let's talk for a little bit about matchups. Lawrence North comes in with a very tall team. I'm looking across the board right now, 6'3", 6'2", 7 foot, 6 foot, and 6'3". They go to their bench at 6'7" and 6'9". Now, Newcastle has nothing to compare to this at all. Newcastle across the front is 6'3", 6'6", 6'6", 5'11", and 6'1", and then they really fall off rapidly. Their tallest on the bench is Brian Agee at 6'3" and a junior.
Well, this is a little similar to that first game we had. We've got one team with a Mr. Basketball candidate. That's Lawrence North, of course, with Eric Montrose, Ian Bailey are probably the 2 leaders for that great award. And so you can't win with one great player, as Damon relied on his teammates today. Eric needs to rely on some of his. And then you've got a team like Newcastle, similar to Pike, and that they have, good balance. They have 4 of their starters in double figures, so they like to spread that scoring around also, and to see what they can do to stop the Mr. Basketball candidate and Eric Montrose. So in that respect, the games are comparable, each team having a Goliath, if you will, in Montrose and Bailey, and then the smaller teams ready to tackle them on. This time it's Newcastle's Trojans.
Interesting statistic. Montrose is 68% from the field and identically 68% from the line. These teams are not the exceptional shooters from the stripe that we have seen in the past, and yet at the same time they're very good shooters at the high school level.
Right. There aren't, obviously the high school game's not as long. It's 8 minutes. divided into 8-minute quarters, 4 quarters, obviously. And the pace is very quick. These kids are so young. They don't seem to lose that shooting touch as the game goes on. At a college or a pro game, players wear down a little bit as we get a good look at Montrose inside. These high school kids just seem to be able to go all the time. This would be similar to what the state finals would be, and that you got 4 good teams. They both play in the morning and early afternoon, and then the winner will come back tonight. In this situation, all 4 teams will have a game tonight. But these kids look forward to this. As we mentioned in the first game, this is a series, a tournament they'll all remember well into their careers, that they got to play at the Hall of Fame Classic when they were in high school.
About a half a minute away from the start of this game, or the starting lineup. Sam Alford, well, he's about as much a tradition over there in Newcastle as Danny Danielson is.
Sam brings a fine team in here. He's looking forward to this. I had a chance to talk to him over the weekend. He's been pleased with what his team's done so far. They've beaten some good teams on the east part of the state, and now's their chance to shine right here in front of everybody at the Hall of Fame.
Laz, let me ask you something. A little mic fade on your part there just for a moment. Hopefully we can get that back. Did you ask him anything about Steve and how he's doing down in Dallas?
Well, Steve, of course, is back in Dallas after being traded at the end of last year.
Hey, we got a little microphone problem with Laz. Let's go down now to Tom Carnegie for the introductions of today's second game.
First of all, their distinguished coach, Sam Alford, and the Hall of Fame plaque will be presented by Hall of Fame member and director Barney Scott to Sam Alford. For the Trojans, number 11, Josh Barber. Number 15, David Sadler. Number 21, Casey Anderson. Number 25, Kyle Fox. Number 33, Brian Catron. Number 53, Brian Agee. Number 51, Scott Wicklund. Now for the starting lineups of the Trojans. First of all, at one forward position, 6'4" senior, number 35, Shane Riggs. At the other forward, 6'7", junior, number 43, Barry Huckabee. At the center, 6'6", senior, number 41, Chris Wall. And the guards for the Trojans. Number 23, Tim Haynes, 6'1", senior. And finally, number 31, 5'11", senior guard, Darrell Guffey. There are the Trojans of Newcastle. Now for the Lawrence North Wildcats, defending state high school champions. Their coach, Jack Kiefer, and his Hall of Fame plaque will be presented by Hall of Famer Blackie Braden. Here's the team now. Number 10, James Long. Number 20, Carter Risden. Number 45, Jason Vilas. Number 50, Jeff Galloway. Number 55, Bob Kaiser. Number 40, Jeff Layden. And number 22, Joe Kiefer. Now for the Wildcats, starting at the forwards, Dwayne Lewis, number 33, 6'3" senior. A 6'3" senior, number 44, Eddie Cassiano. In at the center, 7 foot senior, number 53, Eric Montross. And the guards, number 13, 6 foot senior, Damon Watts. and the 6'2" senior guard, number 30, Keith Berryhill. The Lawrence North Wildcats.
Okay. Ready to go. It's a little change in the lineup that Jack Keefer has thrown at us today. And starts Lewis, number 33. Bob Kaiser has been starting, but he's been averaging only 2.3 points per game. Kaiser number 55. So, well, and apparently Kaiser is a starter here this afternoon. Last?
Looks it's going to be an interesting ball game again. Montrose will be the guy that Newcastle has to stop. Newcastle's going to have to use all their players. They've got good size, except for the 7-footer at 6'6" and 6'7" in there. So the boards will be an interesting stat to watch today.
Everybody will be watching just how effectively Newcastle can defend against Eric Montross. Eric's got all the makings of a collegiate frame right now. 7 feet, 245. He's very solid. Sporting a little bandage around that right hamstring, right thigh. The officials for the second game, Tom Urban and Ray Teeby. Set to go.
Chris Walls at 6'6" will try to go against Montrose at 7 foot.
And the tip is controlled by Newcastle. This is Haynes. Haynes takes it left side to Duffy. Around it goes to Riggs. That's in and out of the well. Back up and rolled in between Montross and another Wildcat defender, and give the basket to Chris Walls.
That time Newcastle drew Montrose out, and then they were able to get that rebound for the easy shot.
And a turnover. Damon Watts with the first error of the game for the Cats.
I would also expect some nervousness in today's game till the players get started. There you saw an unforced error. Turns it over to Newcastle.
Guffey into the paint. Fires it up and scores. Darrell Guffey, and it's 4-0 Newcastle.
A 2-3 zone by Newcastle. There's Montrose with the ball.
Good step up. Down to the baseline. Drops it back out off the rim. It's no good. Montross will put his effort up and score.
He's got good range in there. He takes up a lot of space. Although Newcastle had position to block out, the ball came within his range. He grabbed it, and again, without putting it on the floor, he was able to get 2 points.
Guffey for 2 more. Darrell Guffey got the hot hand in the early minute and a half of this first quarter.
He's the leader of this Newcastle team. Guffey's got to have a good game to keep Newcastle in a chance in the ball game.
Outside, no good. Rebound back into the hands of the Cats, and Damon Watts with his first field goal makes it 6-4.
Newcastle's going to give that outside shot up, and they've got to watch against the rebounding, the strength of Lawrence North.
Duffy, and right over the shoulder, our first foul of the game. That will go against 33. That's Lewis.
Come on, let's go!
A foul is on.
Everybody bucket, everybody down!
Dwayne Lewis has picked up the first personal foul of this game. The Trojans with the ball and a 2-point lead. And they give the ball up. This is Cassiano. He'll go right to the basket and off the glass for 2.
Good defensive pressure by Lawrence North. Cassiano got the steal all the way with the left hand there. Ties the ball game.
Cassiano, Eddie Cassiano, 6'3" senior, makes it 6-6. And back once again outside, and nobody coming up to guard Shane Riggs as he hits for his first field goal.
Quite a pick set in there. Just saw 2 players go down, left Newcastle wide open for the shot.
The second game of today's Marsh Hall of Fame Classic is Cassiano throws it hard off the glass. No good. Rebound. Last touch. They say last touch by Lawrence North, as both Montross and a Trojan fighting for the ball inside. So Newcastle brings it up with a 2-point lead, 8-6. 5.5 to go in the first quarter of action. First game, if you just joined us, won this afternoon by Bedford North Lawrence, defeating Pike 65-60. Blocked away. Stolen. Foul.
Great timing on that block by Montrose. He waited till the ball was out of the hand to avoid the foul. You see Jack Kiefer seems not to agree with that last call. And out of bounds goes to Newcastle. Watch Montrose now. The ball's out of the player's hands, and then he uses his height to knock it away. Newcastle able to come up with it.
A technique that will be so important for him when he gets into college and matches up against taller players last.
Great steal by Lawrence North there, anticipating the pass, and leads to the fast break.
Cassiano with a reverse layup, actually coming back to his strength. He's a left-handed shooter. And we're tied at 8. Darrell Guffey, number 31, brings it up against Watts. Fires in the well and out. Rebound Montrose.
See, Montrose very good at that outlet pass. He keeps that ball over his head. That time nobody opened, so he made the easy pass.
And we have a travel, a turnover as two Trojans go for the loose ball, and off the rebound, they give it right back. So Lawrence North now goes to his bench for the first time. Number 55, Bob Kaiser. We thought he was in before, and he does replace the man who was in for him, Dwayne Lewis, or Dwayne Lewis, as you prefer. I think he prefers Dwayne. Cassiano left hands it up, off the rim. Montrose with a big board to the glass for 2.
Now that time he did take the dribble, but the advantage was there. He moved with that dribble. He didn't stay in one place. A lot of big guys will take that dribble and not go anywhere. He moved to his left that time, got a better angle for that shot. Very good play for a big man.
Guffey to Haynes. Back to Guffey for 3. Yeah. Guffey has 7 of his team's 11 points, and Newcastle has a 1-point lead, 11-10. 3 more on the way. That found nothing on the net but the net. Keith Berryhill for his first bucket.
See, Newcastle trying to force Lawrence North on that outside shot, but they've been able to hit it. Cassano and Berryhill keeping Lawrence North in the ball game now. In fact, with a 2-point lead.
Haynes looking. Gives it up. This is Huckabee. Oh, what a move. What a move by Barry Huckabee.
He got around Montrose on the baseline that time and got that shot to fall. Excellent drive.
Berryhill to Cassiano, and around they go to Watts. All alone is Berryhill for 3 more.
It's 2 in a row now. Berryhill, he came around the baseline that time, squared his feet up for a good shot.
16-13, Lawrence North with the advantage. Gets his man off his feet, lays it off inside. A foul before he makes the handoff, and that will go against 55, Bob Kaiser.
Newcastle not afraid to make that drive to the basket. We have our first timeout.
2:48 remaining first period. It is Lawrence North 16, Newcastle 13.
I've investigated a lot of big cheeses in my time, but nothing's bigger than the big cheese department at Marsh. First thing I detected was incredible variety, domestic and imported. Roquefort, they got it, sweetheart. Along with brie, cheddar, Swiss, the works. And while you're at Marsh, pick up a bottle of wine and a few croissants.
You value selection.
Because you never know who you might bump into.
And we value you.
We're getting a lot of mail these days from Blue Max fans like this. Love that free checking, free credit card stuff. Blue Max is great. Well, right now it's even better because Bank One's offering great high-rate savings deals to give you even more for your money. With a deposit of $2,500 or more, you get Blue Max free. P.S. I think you're a marvelous spokesman for Blue Max. You're so cute. I'd like to give you a great big smooch.
Now you can earn the max on your savings and get Blue Max free, only at Bank One.
See, my wife writes a great letter, doesn't she?
to his squad. They have a 3-point lead, 16-13. Kiefer's done such a marvelous job of blending the team around the big fellow, Laz, and I think that's one of the things that coaching is often ignored by the fan, is the fact that you have an outstanding player like that. You have to compliment them elsewhere on the court.
That's the real key, because you know that most of the teams your player are going to concentrate on him, so you've got to have some other players to do the job, and that's the toughest part for a coach with a great player like Montrose.
Riggs to Guffey, and then out it comes to Haynes. To the glass, no good. There's Montross with a big board. Stolen right back again.
Pass was deflected a little bit, but he did have a man open.
No good. Boy, there's a bang and a bounce on the inside. We have a foul, and that's going to go against Newcastle, as they're really trying to work on Montross and take his position away from him on the inside. That will be against Chris Walls. Let's look.
Let's watch the shot. Montrose takes up a lot of space inside. You see Newcastle had some good position inside. Actually, Montrose got shoved out there, and the foul.
Cassiano, number 10 in the lineup, is James Long. In it goes Montross, back to Long. Into Montross. A 3-second violation. I think Kaiser was on the opposite side, or the weak side of the basket. Didn't get out of that lane in time, Laz.
Well, see, Newcastle's putting to those 3 guys around Montrose. That was on the weak side. That call came, and that evens the turnovers up at 3 each.
2 minutes, 3 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Back again. There's the feed up to the glass for 2 more. Chris Wall.
Newcastle's got to keep moving that ball around. They came up with the loose ball that time, got to the open man.
Long into Montross. He's tripled. Gets to the glass. Offensive foul as Montross tries to work through the web of players. The Trojans were just completely surrounding him, and he pushed his way through. His first foul.
He's really got great composure for the big guy, because you know you're going to have 3 guys around. Look, there's 3 guys around him. He's got the ball high. He's trying to make a dribble, but right there with that left arm, he forced his way through, but still keeps good composure. Very important for a big man.
Number 33, Dwayne Lewis, is back in for Lawrence. Give that 3-pointer to Tim Haynes. They'll shoot the eyes out of it from outside.
These Newcastle kids know how to put that ball up and not afraid to take that shot from the outside. Very good offensively as a team.
Cassiano and Long. In it goes to Montross. Cassiano, and that's a double shuffle, a turnover, as Lawrence North is really perplexed with the pressure that Newcastle's applying in the early going. Long is out, and back in is 13, Damon Watts.
I thought this would be the case as Newcastle surrounds Montrose, and he does a nice job to dish the ball out. Still a close game, 2 points. Newcastle in the lead.
Riggs down the walls. Haynes. Look back inside the walls. Haynes for 3. No. Underneath. Oh, no. They missed that. Blocked away again. Up goes Riggs. No. They've had 3 efforts at the basket, 4 efforts, and finally a foul. Barry Huckabee, and Montross gets a hand and commits his second foul.
Now there's an example. We mentioned Newcastle's got some 6'6", 6'7" players, which is really good for a high school team. But when you've got a 7-footer out there, that can tend to overshadow it. That's an example where they use 2 or 3 different players to get those rebounds. Let's watch. Here's a shot inside that's missed. And Huckabee not afraid to go up there. He chests Montrose and draws the foul.
Number 25, Kyle Fox replaces Guffey for Newcastle. Sam Alford resting those players. They're going to need all the strength they can to endure against Lawrence North today. I think that's a real task of any coach at any level, Laz, is knowing when to take the player out, when to replace him. Huckabee with the first of 2.
You're right there, and of course you hate to take your star player out at any time. Got to let him stay in there all 32 minutes.
Well, Huckabee has good rotation on both those free throws. He has 4 points, and it's a 4-point lead for Newcastle, 2016. Lewis, and they throw it right over Montross.
There you see the game clock. Left in the first quarter, Newcastle signaled just for 1 shot.
Haynes. Around it comes to Riggs. Have a high weave here. It's kicked, and that'll be Newcastle ball. Sam Alford's up saying, use that fake. Use the pass fake.
He's up continually barking instructions to his team.
Good look there at Tim Haynes, the 6'1 senior. And they go right to Haynes. He'll bring it up. This is Barry Hill guarding. Oh, it's a great step in. Misses the shot, however. Huckabee tries to chase it down. They say last touched by a Wildcat. And so the Trojans get a break.
A little early on that shot, but it was a good shot. Jack Keefer shaking his head a little on that call.
7 seconds. In the corner. No. Rebound knocked away at the buzzer. We have come to the end of the first period of play, and an interesting game. It's been hard fought. Newcastle holding a 4-point lead, 20-16.
Announcing the biggest sale ever from Ford. Now, Ford gives you a $1,000 cash bonus on the #1 selling cars and trucks in America. A $1,000 cash bonus from Ford on Taurus, Thunderbird, Probe, Tempo, Mustang, and Festiva. A $1,000 cash bonus on the best-selling Ford Escort and Ford Ranger, plus Bronco and Aerostar. Or choose 4.8% financing for 48 months on Taurus and Aerostar. It's the biggest sale ever from Ford, with a $1,000 cash bonus on many of America's best-selling cars and trucks. See your Ford dealer today.
Hills is great for gifts.
Even our easy after Christmas exchange system makes Hills great for gifts. Hills invented this system, and it's got to be very, very unique because no other competitor does it like Hills.
We have special tables set up. There's plenty of people to service the customers. We try to make it fast and easy for our customers.
We're organized and ready. We don't forget our customers right after Christmas.
Another reason why Hills is great for gifts.
We value your opinion. That's why there's a toll-free telephone number on every Marsh grocery bag. If you have a comment, a suggestion, or if you can't find an item in one of our stores, just call the Marsh Value Line.
Marsh Value Line may help you? I need some help. Here's what you do. Go back to the store and there'll be absolutely no charge. Thanks for your help. I'm glad I called.
You value good service, and we value you.
Well, as the jackets come off.
Well, it's time for Jack Keefer to get serious. He's got his jacket off. Not pleased with what his team's done in the first quarter. He used that timeout at the quarter to change some things around. Let's see what changes he makes.
Cassiano and Watts out on top. This is Cassiano handling the ball. Barry Hill. Montross posting.
The 2-3 zone by Newcastle. So a new defense now that Lawrence North looks at.
And it's taken away by Shane Riggs. They don't let up that tenacious chase and press on the ball, as they just trap right away. Whoever has it low traps, and a foul, and that's going to go against Watts. Damon Watts with personal foul number 2 at one in the first quarter.
A little more pressure now by Lawrence North on the ball, but foul there. Now that's the 15th foul on North, so Newcastle goes to the line with that 1-and-1 for the rest of the second quarter. Just one team foul on Newcastle.
Shane Riggs with only 2 points. And the 6'3 senior is at the line shooting 1-and-1. And this is something we were talking about. Now, we may be very premature, but good effort. Sam Alford, when he was in high school, set and held for a long time the free throw shooting record, consecutive free throws, and I would imagine he would be a real stickler for perfecting the line play.
Right, he does a great job of teaching these young kids on the free throws, especially his son Steve, who was a great free throw shooter.
Free throw shooting, Laz, is that all fundamental skill?
Well, a lot of it's concentration. You've got to have good form. But after that, it's concentration.
Inside to Montross, turns around, and coming up underneath Chris Walls. And he sort of moved Montross's feet out from underneath him. Walls has committed his second personal.
Now, that time you saw Lawrence North move that ball around, and Montrose was catching the ball on the move instead of standing still. It's a lot easier for the big guy to get some easier shots if he's moving with the ball instead of just throwing it in. So Jack Keeper was off the bench to make that point to his players.
We have a new player in the Newcastle lineup. We're going to have to get his number, and then we have a foul. Maybe we can get it now. He's not listed by this number on the roster. Let's check to see.
Let's watch inside. Now watch, there's two guys on Montrose, and a good cut inside by Watts. He gets fouled. That was from behind. And I don't, on 51 for Newcastle.
Yeah, well,
don't show him on the roster.
No, he's not shown as that number. And rather than misidentifying, we will just hold until we can have verification of his number. Watts hits the first free throw. 22-17. And it's going to remain that. And the rebound is pulled down by the Trojans. Newcastle bringing it up. This is Kyle Fox. He has his pocket pick. And a carry. Oh, what a costly mistake.
That was Berryhill.
Berryhill.
What a steal he made. He just timed that dribble perfectly and reached out to snatch the ball, but then got called on the carry. Watch this now. He's timed it. He's ready to streak, and he does right in front of the offense there. Comes up with it. Now watch, he carries it there. Just too many steps before he put it on the floor, and there he realized his mistake.
Shane Riggs takes a breather now. Number 43 is in the Newcastle lineup. That's Barry Huckabee's back in. And Huckabee lets it go right through his hands. Little unprovoked turnovers like that.
Yeah, he didn't want as much steam on that pass.
Yeah.
Sometimes the guy's wide open, you give him some good steam on that pass, and Huckabee not quite ready for it there.
Now Lawrence North with a chance to cut that lead by 2 more. Cassiano, boy, they want to go down to Montrose. Every time the ball comes to his side of the floor, 2 just collapse right on him. On its way, and 3 by Keith Berryhill.
Lawrence North needed that one. As I mentioned, they're still on Montrose quite a bit. He's got 3 3-point shots now, 9 points total.
Behind the back, Guffey, and loose ball picked up, saved by the Trojans. 22-20. Newcastle with the ball. Huckabee goes to the basket, but turns it over.
Now tide turns a little bit again. We saw in the first game it momentum go back and forth a lot. Now Lawrence North seems to be picking up some of that momentum. Let's look at the first quarter. Lawrence North shooting well at 58%, but not getting enough shots as Newcastle scored more field goals. 6 turnovers for Lawrence North hurt them early.
Shane Riggs replaces Kyle Fox for the Trojans. And we're at the 5-minute 40-second mark of the second quarter. Cassiano gives it off to Berryhill. And up and in for an easy 2. Dwayne Lewis.
And Lawrence North really not trying to press anything now on offense. You can see how easy the shots come.
Newcastle working for room. Foul away from the ball. A hole will go against whom? Apparently it's against Lawrence North. That will be against Dwayne Lewis, his second. We understand we have an identification now on the player from Newcastle. Number 51 is Wicklum. Scott Wicklum, number 51. Huckabee, good on the first. He has 5. Darrell Guffey leads the Trojans with 7. And it's 23-22. Now 24-22. Up quickly come the Cats. Cassiano. And around they go. Stepping up, Watts for 2. Damon Watts.
Lawrence North taking a lot more time on offense now. They're moving the ball around, not trying to force into Montrose every time. And it's gotten them some good shots, although Montrose still not scoring a lot today. Their team's back in the ball game.
He has 4, all in the first quarter. Whistle as the play starts, and the foul goes against the Trojans, Barry Huckabee. Offensive foul, so that gives the ball up to the Wildcats and a chance to take the lead. We're tied at 24. First foul against Barry Huckabee. That's only the 3rd against Newcastle. Lawrence North, meanwhile, with 5. In the second quarter of action from Assembly Hall in the second game. First game goes to Bedford over Pike, 65-60. Here's a great baseline move. It won't fall. And a rebound and a foul. And I believe Damon Watts has been whistled for his 3rd.
He was trying to come in there for that offensive rebound. Didn't think he made that foul. And that leaves Coach Kiefer with a decision now. Watts, one of the point guards. Whether to leave him in and risk that 4th foul or take him out now for the rest of the half.
Well, you run, and they're going to take him out. You always run the risk. If he gets the 3rd now, you can't use him until late in the 3rd, early in the 4th, if it's a close game. Look how high Montross goes for that missed free throw by Huckabee. Now, this is what coaches don't like to see, Laz, because he can pick up an offensive foul here.
Right, he didn't get in on that missed free throw, was not able to substitute.
So he has to be smart enough to stay away from it. And he is. Look how loosely he's playing. Guffey coming up. Inside. Oh, Montross behind the block. There's a good behind the back block made by Berryhill. And an easy 2 by Cassiano on the break.
That was intimidation by Montrose. He blocked the first shot and then just picked the second shot right out of the air. And that long overhand pass got Lawrence North the first lead they've had in a long time.
26-24. The Cats. Here they come again. There's the outlet. To Watts for 2. Well, I'll tell you, the conversion part of the game really has turned this around quickly. Couple of errors down there, and Sam Alford wants a timeout. With 3 minutes, 28 seconds remaining to be played in the half. It's Newcastle trailing by 4. Lawrence North, 28-24.
Announcing the biggest sale ever from Ford. Now, Ford gives you a $1,000 cash bonus on the #1 selling cars and trucks in America. A $1,000 cash bonus from Ford on Taurus, Thunderbird, Probe, Tempo, Mustang, and Festiva. A $1,000 cash bonus on the best-selling Ford Escort and Ford Ranger, plus Bronco and Aerostar. Or choose 4.8% financing for 48 months on Taurus and Aerostar. It's the biggest sale ever from Ford, with a $1,000 cash bonus on many of America's best-selling cars and trucks. See your Ford dealer today.
The door to your future is right in your neighborhood. College credit from Bank One gets you where you want to go. Choose from a variety of student loans that can open doors for you. If you've got what it takes, go for it. Go for college credit at your neighborhood Bank One. It's the loan to learn.
As this Marsh Hall of Fame Classic has drawn the best out down here, I see the great coach himself, Ray Crow, sitting down in front of us here. And, of course, Barney Scott is here as well, a past president of the Hall of Fame. And we talked to Bob Strader earlier. We had some of the most outstanding coaches and some of the most prolific coaches in terms of won and lost from the state of Indiana. It's really good to see them all here.
Barney brought his lovely wife, Marguerite. They're my in-laws.
Yeah.
Had a nice Christmas in Seymour yesterday.
Off it goes. The drop to Riggs. Riggs for 2. And we're back to a 2-point game, 28-26.
How many times you've seen a coach take a timeout and immediately have his team come down and score a basket? That time Newcastle did it.
Into Montross. Gives it up. Gets it right back. Knocked away. And he didn't bring that ball down very low. That's good effort by Newcastle to come up with that theft. Forced it up. Montross again with the intimidation, Laz. You hit it right on the button before. He just stands there with his arms over his head. And on the line. Oh, he looked down. If he hadn't looked down, I don't think the official might have looked, but you never know.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious he was on the line. Turnover to Newcastle. And I think a big man can do that, Chuck. Montrose, talk about intimidating. If he can stand there, if he gets in foul trouble, he's not helping his team. So he tries to intimidate without creating those fouls. But we've seen him make some good blocks today, just on good time. A real smart player in there for Lawrence North.
Castle player goes down, and up comes Lawrence North for 2 more. That's Dwayne Lewis. Dwayne Lewis's second field goal.
Great second quarter now for Lawrence North, as they've been down most of the ball game and now have their biggest lead at 4.
This is Tim Haynes. He had it going early. One just all net 3-pointer. Another shot forced up and right back into the hands of Guffey. Guffey to the glass for 2.
See, Guffey had to use that reverse layup. He knew Montrose would have blocked it from the left side. Smart play by bringing it around to the right.
30-28, Lawrence North with the lead. Quick step, quick start to the glass. And the Trojans out with the rebound. Here they come. Haynes, 3-point area. Wheeling move, dishes it off. Block, good help side by Lawrence North, preventing that 2 points. Oh, that was just good defense.
Well, Newcastle thought they had the break there as they got around Montrose. Cassiano came from the weak side to block that shot.
1 minute, 5 seconds remaining in the half. North with the ball. They have a post. There it is. Had him all alone for a moment. He goes to the glass. Pretty good effort there. They might have had him all alone maybe a couple of beats earlier.
He's very smart, though. He didn't feel any pressure on the right, so he just stepped right to the basket, knowing that Newcastle probably wouldn't block that shot. It seems that he does a better job of scoring when he's got the ball moving as opposed to when he gets it standing still.
Riggs, 2 more. Shane Riggs. So Lawrence North moves out by 4, and Riggs cuts it back to 2. 32-30. Riggs has 8 points, 6 of those in this quarter. Inside again and backing in, and we have a foul. That's going to be a blocking foul, and it goes against Walls. I believe Chris Walls, the senior.
There's Sam Alford off the bench again. Newcastle's playing behind Montrose, and they got called that time for a bumping foul. And that goes on Walls inside 41. That's his 3rd. With just 23 seconds left, Sam Alford decides to take it out. But Montrose is always getting pressure, that time from behind. Newcastle over the limit now, so it's a 1-and-1.
He brings Wickland back in again. Scott Wickland, 6'5", number 51. Montrose with good rotation and soft shot there at the line.
One now.
Now, his stats in the first half, Laz, on paper are not impressive, but he has been the real threat in this game. You just don't give him room, and when you don't give him room, you create opportunities for other members of your team. Number 45, Jason Biss is in.
See, Montrose comes out, probably not to pick up another foolish foul. Newcastle probably wait for 1 shot. So Lawrence North will have the lead going into the half. Smart play by Jack Kiefer.
This is a 6'7" sophomore, number 45, tipped away. And into the backcourt, smart move there by Haynes, letting it go into the backcourt. But now he needs help. At the buzzer. The shot taken by Gerald Guffey hits the rim. And we've come to the end of the first 2 periods of play of game number 2 between Newcastle and Lawrence North. The Lawrence North Wildcats hold a 4-point lead, 34-30.
The new year heats up on DTV4. Take a spin with the stars. Watch the stunts all month long. Blast off for one adventure after another. DTV4's got the excitement and adventure to take you into the 1990s. The action. The stars. The legend.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all beautiful people.
The lads. The hottest special. Heat up the 1990s with the hottest stars and the biggest movies. Only on DTV4, the new Channel 4.
34-30. That's the score as you look out on an empty court because we're at halftime. Lawrence North's Wildcats holding the lead. We were talking just a couple of minutes ago, Laz, about the intimidation that Eric Montross has out there as he stands and holds his position against shorter people. And you're 6'7", I'm 6'3". That's a 4-inch difference in height, much the same as the 6'7" and 7 foot. That is the difference between Newcastle and also Lawrence North and Montross in there. And it would be much the same as me trying to go up over you. I can see from our relationship here how difficult that would be.
Well, the high school kids really aren't used to that. They've really never played against a 7-footer. So this is Newcastle's first chance to go against a big guy like that. And I think the first couple minutes you're a little awed at that. He takes up a lot of space. He's big and strong. Usually a guy that big in high school is skinny. On the skinny side, needs to put on weight. Montross is very well built and takes up a lot of space. It's been an interesting first half. I think both teams have playing a little chess game in here. Nobody really played as well as I think they could. I think both coaches expect their team to come out and play better in the second half.
You pointed out another interesting thing about Montross, that colleges, and he has not made up his mind. He's narrowed it down to 3 schools now. The colleges will be very pleased to see about the way he plays and handles himself in that the smaller player does not get him off his feet. He waits until the ball is released, then he goes to block the shot.
Right. He's had some good coaching all along the way. His dad, of course, was a college basketball player, and the folks at Lawrence North have worked well with him. He's been to a lot of camps, and he plays a smart game that way. For Lawrence North to play well in the second half, though, they've got to keep moving the ball. When they stand around and try to throw into him and let him do it all, it's not going to happen. Newcastle puts too many players on him. They've got to move the ball around, have Eric move from one side to the other, get the ball on the move. We haven't seen him take one of those hook shots that he showed us last year in the state finals. They've got to get him open that way. Newcastle, on the other hand, really the same type of thing. When they come down and Guffey just takes it himself, he's been scoring early in the quarter. They've got to keep moving it around to be effective in the second half.
So, in other words, the thing that we always think about when we see, you and I see Indiana play, is motion. Montross must stay in motion down there in order to make their offense more.
It doesn't matter if you're 5 foot tall or 7 foot tall. If you're standing still, it's easy to guard you. You've got to keep moving around. And the team that moves around the best in the second half is the one that's going to win.
Okay. Having presentations take place, or at least introductions take place, out at midcourt right now. This is the Hall of Fame Classic. And these gentlemen are members of the board of director of the Hall of Fame. There's Blackie Braden, a long-time coach at Southport High School. And this is what it's all about. These gentlemen have helped pioneer the growth of the Hall of Fame and now are anxiously awaiting the opening of this great new festive creation over there in Newcastle, Indiana.
It's quite a facility. We both had a chance to go on over there. And you think of a museum when you walk in the door and you see pictures. This is an experience. You actually walk, as you come inside the hall, you walk through a tunnel, much like you would at the old Butler Fieldhouse, to enter into the ball game. And you go down the ramp, and then all of a sudden you enter the facility. So even from the first step of opening the door, they've created a real treat to go down there and see some great Indiana high school history.
We were talking to them earlier. Danny Danielson, who has been a lifelong backer of high school as well as college athletics in the state of Indiana, member of the Board of Trustees here at Indiana University for so many years, said that they were seriously thinking of adding locker room odor to that hallway down there. Just a nostalgia, not the sweaty clothes or anything like that, but just the smell of a locker room, the smell of familiar surroundings to athletes.
Well, it's going to be quite a treat. I don't know if he can pull that one. Danny can do about anything he wants, but if he can pull that one off, he is the king. Yeah. But all the exhibits, the movies, the films, the jerseys, all the memorabilia, it's going to be terrific. And the bricks out front are going to be interesting. Can't wait to get that thing open.
You're making a contribution, too, aren't you?
Well, I'm one of the associate directors for the Hall of Fame, as well as Steve Green, Steve Allfeld, members of that Indiana team of mine. And, of course, all three of us played high school basketball, and it meant a lot to us. And we try to pay back a little way that we can.
All right, we're at halftime of this second game, Lawrence North versus Newcastle. And you look at the score now, 34-30. Our halftime will continue in just a moment.
Say, Joe, tonight's the night, isn't it?
Yep. It's New Year's Eve on TTV4 with 2 special movies shown with limited commercial interruption.
Plus exclusive live coverage from here at Union Station. I'm Doug Rafferty, along with your host from the 10 o'clock news team. We'll be here to bring you all the fun live from Indiana's biggest New Year's Eve bash.
Dynamite!
Watch Countdown to 1990 live New Year's Eve on TTV4, sponsored by your friends and neighbors at Waffle House Family Restaurants.
The gang travels to Jonathan's overnight camp.
We're not almost there. And no, we're not going to eat until we get to our picnic spot. And if you had to go to the bathroom, you should have gone before we left the house.
I didn't have to go before we left the house.
And everyone remembers their camp days.
You went to camp? Oh, you were one of those rowdies who used to steal our underwear and run it up the flagpole, huh?
We always saluted.
Who's the boss?
Tonight at 6 on TTV4.
Hello, Indiana. Come on, everyone. We've got the movies, the sports, and the fun. News and views, excitement and more. Hoosier hospitality on TTV4. Stars are shining bright every day and every night. TTV4, the new channel 4. Smiling, there's always something new. Tune it together, bringing the best to you. Back home in Indiana, crossroads of America, we're there to share a dream come true. Dream come true. Stars are shining bright every day and every night. TTV4, all new, just for you.
A fellow with his back to you right there as we're back at Assembly Hall, still at halftime of game number 2. That's Marion Pierce. He owns the all-time high school basketball scoring record. And believe me, now he did this back in 1960-61 with 3,019 points. 3,019 points.
Played for tiny Louisville High School. It's just south of Newcastle. And he only averaged 22 a game as a freshman, but then it went on to 35, 36, and 36 points a game, over 3,000 points in a high school career. And you heard the big roar from the Bedford fans. Damon Bailey's got a chance to catch him this year. He needs to stay on an average of about 35 points a game and then go on into the tournament, I believe, all the way to the finals, if not the final game of the semi-state. You see him talking to Bob Hamill there. Marion's kind of an unassuming-looking guy, but he could shoot it. I played in a shooting contest with him, not one-on-one, of course.
That too.
But this guy can still shoot, and he's a legend in small-town Indiana basketball. Not many people know him. He went to a small junior college, Wilson Junior College, and he's going to be inducted in the Hall of Fame. When you think about it, this guy was able to withstand Rick Mount, Billy Shepard, Steve Alford, every other high school player that's ever played the game. This guy scored more. Marion Pierce from Louisville, Indiana.
Well, now the big question, of course, is will it survive Damon Bailey?
We'll check at the state finals, and that'll be the secret.
All right. Okay. Let's take a look at Eric Montross. You know, we talked so much. We talked about Bailey in the first half, and that's not to slight Pike. And we're not sliding Newcastle here, but he is a focus of attention in this game.
Keeps his hands up in the air, and he's just waiting. That rebound did not come to him. He went out and got it. And here he always waits till the ball leaves the hand, and then he slaps it. That time he blocked 2 shots in a row. That classic lead pass we saw in the state finals last year, the overhand two-hander. The players here are too small to block that. He gets that one out to Cassiano. Watch him move inside. He sees the shot coming. He moves all the way from the block well into the 3-second lane and then takes that one dribble, but he got some use out of that as he moved to his left to get a better angle to shoot that hoop. Those great plays there by Montrose.
Let me ask you something. When you saw him chasing for that rebound, will he have to alter that playing in college against bigger men?
Oh, no, that'll be excellent. When he's able to move that much, most 7-foot guys like to stand still. Montrose likes to move around, and he's already got that great body. He doesn't need to gain any more weight. He just needs more experience against bigger players, and in college he'll meet players his own size.
All right, now with 9 points in the first half of play is Newcastle's Darrell Guffey. Let's watch him.
Guffey's the point guard. He's going to be their leader. He did a nice job here. He stops up to take the jumper right in front of Montrose. Had to change the shot a little bit, but got it to fall. Guffey's going to have to lead Newcastle. He did in the first quarter, but he's got to continue that the rest of the ball game. Here he is. Watch him now. He's setting up a crossover dribble there as he started on the right, came to the left, goes right down with the left hand, and then had to change that shot when he saw Montrose come over. There you see Montrose trying for the rebound. It never came because the shot was made. And here's a shot inside by Newcastle. They did some good rebounding inside for being outmanned. When the ball came away from Montrose, Guffey was able to use that reverse shot to get the basket.
It is 34-30. The Wildcats of Lawrence North with the lead, and we'll be back with the second half in just a moment.
It was absolutely the worst movie I've ever seen.
Ever seen? It's the worst movie ever made.
You know the feeling.
Well, they never have the latest releases.
The frustration. Now choosing a movie, TV show, video, book, or record can be mistake-free. Introducing an exciting new magazine called Entertainment Weekly from the publishers of Time and People. It covers all your entertainment choices in a totally entertaining way.
Now that I can use.
It's bold, it's fresh, it's opinionated, and it's all in one convenient publication.
I love it.
We're so sure you'll love it, we'll give you the first 4 issues absolutely free.
It's great.
Just call this number. Order now and get the first 4 issues free, plus a full year of Entertainment Weekly for just 99 cents an issue, nearly half off the cover price. If you're not satisfied, cancel and pay nothing. Find out all about the latest entertainment choices in the most entertaining way possible. Just call this toll-free number. Entertainment Weekly. What's good, what's hot, and what's not.
When remembering the great men throughout history, let us not forget their great mothers. Before there were the Wright brothers, there was Mama Wright. Before Napoleon, Mama Bonaparte. Before General George, Mama Patton. Before Honest Abe, there was Mama Lincoln. And following in the footsteps of great mothers everywhere, Mama Harper.
Great failures need mothers, too.
Mama's Family. The tradition continues. Tonight at 7:30 on TTV4.
Catch the excitement of Who's Your Millionaire? 28th is Sherry's, and she won $10,000. Pick number 4, Barbara. This is Porter Daly of Ossian, Indiana. He just won $1 million on Who's Your Millionaire. You could be next. Watch Who's Your Millionaire Saturday night at 7:30 on TTV4.
There's the scoreboard indicating what we are facing entering the second half of play. Lawrence North with a 4-point lead over Newcastle's Trojans. Jack Keeper looking for a victory this afternoon as we look at the statistics, and pretty much in favor of Lawrence North first half last.
It is. Look at the shooting percentage. Newcastle down to 37%, but they did get 8 more shots. Free throws pretty even. Both teams shooting well from there. Rebounds even. Turnovers about even. Too many turnovers really for both teams. 8 and 10 respectively. Let's take a look at Newcastle. Guffey was their leader with 9. Riggs had 8. Guffey's got to have a better second half, I think, scoring-wise, to keep Newcastle in there. Montrose has 8. Some of those came late. Look for Montrose to do some more scoring. Casio and Berryhill 6. Watts also has 6.
Interesting, too, also. There are the 2 Knights.
That's Patrick Knight on the left, Tim Knight on the right. Tim is the game director today. The Basketball Hall of Fame, the directors hired Tim to put this game together. He's done an excellent job here at Assembly Hall.
I think a marvelous turnout for the afternoon games, Laz, and we expect more, anticipate an even greater crowd tonight.
Tickets are still for sale for
Yes,
$5. You're going to see a great game regardless of who wins this second one, and enjoy a nice trip to Bloomington.
Yes, sir, absolutely. The roads are not that bad now. They were a little difficult coming in this morning, but they're certainly not bad now. We hope a lot of fans around through here, and a lot of you from Bedford will make the trip. Those of you who did not come for the 11 o'clock game today, Bedford will be playing the winner of this one tonight. Turnaround and a quick shot. Good effort as Newcastle extends its lead.
8th rebound for Montrose, the first time down the floor.
Check that. That's I said Newcastle extends its lead. Lawrence North extends its lead. Dwayne Lewis with the 6th. And now Newcastle comes right back. Number 31 is Darrell Guffey. He's only 5'11". He plays among the trees down there.
He was inside. Looked like he might have stolen that from his own teammate. The ball came loose just as Guffey went by, turned it into a basket. So right away, you've seen Montrose show his strength at the boards and Guffey at the scoring. And both teams are going to need better play out of those two in the second half.
Newcastle, and they overthrow Montrose in the middle. Here comes Newcastle to the basket. Offensive foul. So what turned out to be a good scoring opportunity and a chance to get back in it for the Trojans results in a foul.
You can see Newcastle picking up the pace a little bit. They're going out on the fast break. That's Riggs. Cassiano had good position inside, and he draws the foul on Riggs. First of the second half here for Newcastle.
And the first foul on Shane Riggs, the 6'3" junior. Lawrence North moving from left to right in this second half. We played a minute and a half of the third quarter. Inside to Montrose, right back, then right back again. The shot is off the rim by Watts, no good, and a foul underneath. They'll give the ball back to Lawrence North. They hold a 4-point lead, 36-32.
Montrose knows when he's well guarded. He's twice that last sequence. He dished the ball outside, knowing that he couldn't get a good shot, what he thought was a good shot away. That's excellent judgment by the big man.
Foul on the Huckabee of Newcastle, his second. That's Cassiano, and he misses everything. And the Trojans on the move. Haynes. And a whistle. And a block. Dwayne Lewis with his third foul.
On Lawrence North, number 33, Lewis.
Newcastle moving the ball around. Good dribble fake that time. As Guffey drives inside, there's the foul.
Number 3 on Lewis, and looking down at the bench, Jack Keefer elects to stay with him. He's not really in any foul trouble now. Stepping up is Riggs for 2. Shane Riggs. And his first 2 points in the second half.
Newcastle making a little comeback right now. This will be an important possession because they'll give Newcastle a chance to score if they hold Lawrence North here.
Off into the corner, Lewis, and too many steps.
And there's the turnover. And the Newcastle fans up a little bit, knowing that this could tie the game.
Or put them in front. We've had some three-point attempts out there by Keith Berryhill for Lawrence North, and one by Tim Haynes. Here's a feed underneath to tie the game. Chris Walls. Good inside play by Newcastle.
See, that's moving the ball right there. It was 3 quick passes that got him a layup. I'm sure Stan mentioned that to the kids at halftime.
We're tied at 36. Cassiano, and he's fouled as he goes to the basket. That will go against Tim Haynes. The senior is first. Let's watch it as they bring it up.
Good pass right around Montrose. Chris Walls got the easy layup.
Eddie Cassiano, a senior at 6'3". Averages about 14 points. He only has 6. Second is good.
Low-scoring game. Both these teams had a few too many turnovers in that first half. That's why you see the score as low as it is here. 5:18 left in the third quarter. Cassiano with a great defensive play there on Guffey.
And North right into traffic. Won't fall. Really almost looked like he wasn't making his mind up whether he wanted to shoot or not. Haynes inside. No good. Tipped up. No good. All alone. Here's a solo. A 3-on-1 and 2 by Dwayne Lewis.
You saw one of the Newcastle defenders go down and gave Lawrence North a fast break. They're back in control now with a 3-point lead.
39-36. The Wildcats on top. 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Steal once again. Here comes North. And the break. And Berryhill for 2.
Sam Alford needs a timeout, and there it is.
At the 4:18 mark, Newcastle calls timeout. Lawrence North owns a 5-point lead. The Wildcats 41, the Trojans 36.
Since we started talking about Blue Max, I hear over 50,000 of you have signed up. That's terrific. If you haven't, I'm sure you got a good reason. Like this. Dear sir, what bank did you say has Blue Max signed Bill? Willie. Hint. Now go check it out, all right? Right now they got great high rates on CDs to get you into Blue Max and all those free banking goodies. It's right here, this place.
Now you can earn the max on your savings and get Blue Max free, only at Bank One.
Billy, you want the address? There's a map, Bill. You live here?
Announcing the biggest sale ever from Ford. Now, Ford gives you a $1,000 cash bonus on the #1 selling cars and trucks in America. A $1,000 cash bonus from Ford on Taurus, Thunderbird, Probe, Tempo, Mustang, and Festiva. A $1,000 cash bonus on the best-selling Ford Escort and Ford Ranger, plus Bronco and Aerostar. Or choose 4.8% financing for 48 months on Taurus and Aerostar. It's the biggest sale ever from Ford, with a $1,000 cash bonus on many of America's best-selling cars and trucks. See your Ford dealer today.
The personality of this game, Laz, very much unlike or dissimilar to the first game that we saw this afternoon.
Yes, Sam Alford had to take that timeout. His team dropped now 5 points behind. He needed to take that timeout. Lawrence North is a team that's moved that ball around, scored on some transition baskets. Now Newcastle closes that lead a little bit.
Chris Walls for his second bucket of the second half. And we have a foul inside to make this a three-point play. Let's look at it again.
All right, here's the action inside. A good bounce pass. Walls is able to get the basket and a chance for a three-point play. So a good timeout, good strategy by Sam Alford at that timeout, designed to play to get them a quick basket.
Jason Bias, 6'7" sophomore with the personal, his first. And high in the air goes Montross to pull down the rebound. Watts. Cassiano. Into Montross. Back into Montross again. The basket will count. And the foul goes against Huckabee. He had an arm, and that ball, by just the grace of its angle and accuracy, went through.
Well, let's see. Good job of giving the ball up, because Eric gets it right back now, moving to the basket. Now he's going in for a stuff shot here, and the ball gets tapped away from behind. Still gets it to fall, a chance for a three-point play.
Montross's first basket here in the third quarter. 10 in the game. And adds another. So it's a 6-point lead for the Wildcats, 44-38, inside 4 minutes remaining third quarter. Riggs, a couple of reverse dribbles, and the hold will go against Cassiano to prevent the turnover by Newcastle.
The foul called is on Lawrence North, Cassiano, number 44.
It's Cassiano's first foul. Relatively free of fouls this game.
Yep, it hadn't been many fouls. Lawrence North stretched their lead now to 6. Newcastle's got to make a run right now. 3:45 left in the third. And 31 right here. Guffey's the one that has to do it.
Tries to get it inside, goes right into his big man, 43, Huckabee, who hits the bottom of the rim. And the Cats once again come up with a ball shoulder and an offensive foul called on Cassiano. Just sort of turned his shoulder. You could almost see that coming.
He's got his head down. He's going right now. The crossover dribble, his left hand.
There it is.
And then boom, lowered that shoulder and got called for the foul.
At the 3:30 mark. Well, the Trojans really need a basket here, Laz.
They've been a little cold on offense. Haven't been able to move that ball around to get a good shot. When they do, Montrose is able to change that shot using his height inside.
Watts almost takes away the pass, and a block inside will go against Villas again. I call him Villas, V-I-L-L-A-S, Jason Villas. A 6'7" sophomore. Pretty good, got some pretty good meat on his frame, too, 185 pounds. Needs to fill out a little bit, but give him a couple of years. He's just a young, growing boy.
Oh, and Lawrence North's got 6'9" Jeff Galloway. That'd be quite a lineup. 7'6", 6'9", 6'7" for a high school team.
Barry Huckabee, the junior. And it won't fall. I tell you, they've had an opportunity at the line. Just haven't been able to get the first on those bonus opportunities to drop in. Turned around by Montross, soft, no good. Loose ball picked up again, and the Cats get a break. 44-38 Lawrence North. They're inside 3 minutes. Nope. And here they come. The Trojans need a basket. No, it just won't go. Down in the well and out again.
Oh, that's frustrating, too. They're getting some good shots now, but the bench was up, excited, but couldn't get that one to drop as it rimmed out 2 or 3 times around the rim before coming out.
Darrell Guffey leading the Trojans with 11 points. And really wanted that one, but it wouldn't fall.
It's like if one of those goes in, then all of a sudden the lid's off, and then you can score easier.
Watts to Montross, soft but short. Rebound. Keaton Berryhill. Sort of looked like saying, I'm waiting, here it is.
Lawrence North's been more aggressive on offense here in the second half, much more than Newcastle has, and that's why they're scoring. Just came over a loose ball that time, but those are the kind of breaks you get.
10 seconds to call as the Trojans fail to get it up in the allotted time. And that's a costly turn. I think Newcastle's surprised by a little bit of three-quarter court pressure there.
We haven't seen that a lot from Lawrence North, but when they do, right at the end of the half there, they use that press, and Newcastle not able to get off a good shot. There's a steal.
Montross back out to Watts. In to Eric, and outside again. That's no good. Here they come. Here's Haynes. Knocked away. And saved. Cats on the drive. Berryhill. Eric puts it up. It's soft. It drops. He's fouled.
Lawrence North using this fast-paced game to their advantage. That gives them a 10-point lead now. And watch how Montrose gets into position. He got the ball, doesn't dribble, turns around for the short jumper. Foul on Newcastle.
Excellent camera work by our down cameras. J.R. Reynolds. There's the free throw to make it a three-point play.
Good point on that free throw, too, by Montrose.
Now, with 1:28 remaining in the third quarter, Darrell Guffey, he doesn't want to let any more slip away from his team. There's the turnaround off the rim, no good. Look at that. Little number 25, Kyle Fox, chases that one down. Up in the Montross, foul. They'll go right at him. And that's going to be number 3 on Montross.
That was Guffey on the drive, and he wants to force it into Montrose. He does that right here. He leaves his feet. There's the bump. He threw it up left-handed there, and that goes against Eric, his third.
Montross with 14 points as Guffey adds one more for an even dozen to the Trojans. 49-39, the 10-point Lawrence North lead. Now make it 9. Substitution. Cats bring in James Long, number 10, a 5'10" sophomore, to replace Keith Berryhill. And And we have substitutions. David Sadler replaces Riggs for the Trojans at the 1:12 mark. We still have a period to play. But Lawrence North has built a 9-point lead, 49-40. Montross. And Eric moves back over, gets a better post position, now goes to the ball side. And number 10, James Long, out with the ball. He's only 5'10", and a sophomore. Boy. Eddie Cassiano, that's his first three-pointer. He has 10. And with 40 seconds remaining, it's a 12-point Cat lead, 52-40. No place to go, and he turns it over. And that's a good example of just exactly what you've been talking about with Eric. Holding his position, sliding, but not fouling.
It seems like Newcastle's really going into him now to try to draw some more fouls, but that's twice in a row. He got the one. Guffey got the foul. But that time on the drive, Eric held his own, and the call went against Newcastle on the travel.
Long looking. Where do I go, he says. There's the cut by Cassiano and a turnover.
Well, Lawrence North spread the floor that time, a little bit of four corners, looking for the layup. Cassiano got it, but didn't have anywhere to go. Now just 15 seconds left in the third quarter.
Clock down to 10 seconds. They need the shot. And the buzzer sounds as Montross goes into some chairs on the far side of the floor. But Newcastle unable to capitalize on their last opportunity to end the third quarter. At the end of 3 periods, there's the score. The Wildcats 52, the Trojans 40.
At Marsh, our people make the difference, offering beautiful plants and flowers, freshly baked rolls, breads, and pastries, helpful information and recipes for your fresh fish and seafood, and the biggest selection of brand name products you'll find anywhere. You value fast, friendly service, and we, all of us at Marsh, value you.
Announcing the biggest sale ever from Ford. Now, Ford gives you a $1,000 cash bonus on the #1 selling cars and trucks in America. A $1,000 cash bonus from Ford on Taurus, Thunderbird, Probe, Tempo, Mustang, and Festiva. A $1,000 cash bonus on the best-selling Ford Escort and Ford Ranger, plus Bronco and Aerostar. Or choose 4.8% financing for 48 months on Taurus and Aerostar. It's the biggest sale ever from Ford, with a $1,000 cash bonus on many of America's best-selling cars and trucks. See your Ford dealer today.
Called because I was sick of dating jerks.
Okay, back to start the final 8 minutes of action. Second game of 2 afternoon contests in the Marsh Hall of Fame Classic. This is Lawrence North with the ball. Newcastle Trojans on defense and trailing by 12, 52-40. Into Cassiano. It's knocked away. Here comes Haynes. And a little bit too hard. Tipped up. Back up to the glass. He's fouled. That'll go against Montross as Chris Walls just took down the loose ball, went right back up. And he'll shoot 2.
Aggressive defense by Newcastle led to that steal and a chance for the fast break. Haynes misses the shot. It's kept alive right there, and then finally Walls is able to go up, and right there's the foul.
Now, the big question, Laz, they're going to take Eric out. Jack Keefer's not going to take any chances at all. Goes right to his bench and brings Bob Kaiser in. Kaiser is 6'3". And a senior, so he gets some senior experience in there, but sacrifices 9 inches in the height. And that's going to give a board advantage to fellows such as Barry Huckabee and Chris Walls, 6'7", 6'6".
All right, Montrose out of the game right now with 4 fouls, and this is Newcastle's best opportunity to use their height now as they're the taller team in the ball game.
And a foul on the drive baseline that will go against the Trojans. And Shane Riggs has committed his second. The good strategy here, I think, at this stage to start the fourth period of action with a 12-point lead. You just get the big guy out right now. Just get him out and don't bring him back in until you need him. And as long as they shoot free throws like that and exchange in dead ball opportunities, Newcastle is going to have to really fight an uphill battle. Second is good. Barry Hill hit both.
Newcastle needs to pick the pace of the ball game up. They need to have a lot of change of possessions here.
It's blocked on the lead. Oh, and he doesn't get the shot off and double dribbles. Double dribbles. Excellent opportunity to put two more up there and extend that 13-point lead. Barry Hill just forgot where he was.
Good defense by Lawrence North. They blocked the shot as Guffey tried to create some things. A turnover back to Newcastle.
Knocked away. No double dribble. That's partially blocked, and it's off the side of the board. It was touched. It'll be Newcastle ball. Huckabee, number 43, to toss it in. I tell you, he's got a good start on a good frame there. Up off the glass, no good, but he'll go to the line. Will Shane Riggs. And Sam's going to see Huckabee again. He's only a junior.
Newcastle's a lot more aggressive now. It seems since Montrose left the game, they're not afraid to attack the basket. Had a chance for a three-point play. That ball didn't go in, so 2 shots at the line now. So Newcastle's got to take advantage of this if they want to get back in the game.
That's only the 5th foul in the second half against Lawrence North. Riggs, both those free throws. He has a dozen. We're at the 6:54 mark. Oh, great steal. And 2 points.
Newcastle goes to the full court press and gets a quick basket out of it, cuts the lead to 9.
Riggs adding another after those 2 free throws, and now it's 54-45. Barry Hill walks it out. Conley gives it to Cassiano. Watts. 3. No, he said he's on the line.
Good basket there as Lawrence North gets back on the board to make up for that steal, back up to 11.
Travel. And a substitution. Cass Trojans bring in Kyle Fox again. Replaces Guffey. Jack Keeper really barking out on his defense. And a block. And that's a costly foul because that's going to give the Lawrence North Wildcats a chance to go to the line on a 1-and-1. Let's take a look.
Cassiano's going to the right here against his, he's left-handed. And there's the contact. Both players hit the floor hard. Foul on Newcastle.
That's the 3rd on Tim Haynes. Cassiano. Eddie has 10 points, averages 14. First comment you made when we were standing down there in the warm-ups of the earlier game, Laz, was, boy, they look young, don't they?
They do look young. Great age, high school basketball.
So much fun. Formative years. There's a little push-off, or is it a hold? That's going to go against Lawrence North. Jack Keeper thought it was a push-off as Chris Walls moved for that lob pass. They're going to call it on 55, Bob Kaiser of the Wildcats, his second. Now Montrose will be checking back in again with 4 personal fouls at roughly the 6-minute mark. Officially 5:56 remaining. He replaces Kaiser.
Number 41. Tickets on sale for the championship and consolation game tonight. See you at the box office. He's best of the
Good free throw shooting. this game. Again, astounded in that first game, Laz, that Pike never went to the line.
I probably see a lot of high school games and never see that again.
Yeah,
I'm sure Ed
right.
Siegel can't believe that when he sees the stat sheet also. Big win for Bedford North Lawrence in our first game.
Score that one was 65-60. They await the outcome of this game, and at this stage, it appears that it could be Lawrence North. And the ball goes back over, however, on a turnover.
So these games are never over, though.
Nope.
A lot of time left, 5 minutes and 41 seconds. Newcastle seems to be picking up the pace defensively. They came up with a turnover there. They need to get some points on the board now.
You know, a couple of baskets and a three-pointer in there, and all of a sudden it's another game. Well, here's the three. Nope, won't fall. Montross with a big board. And the fans wanted a fifth foul called on Eric for using his elbow to fend off on that first dribble. Quick turnaround and two by Dwayne Lewis.
Lawrence North Lawrence North seems to play a lot more confident with Montrose in there. They know that he can get a big rebound for him, and they come down the other end. If that shot missed, they knew he might be there for a rebound.
Misses. Again, intimidation. And Montross sort of carries the ball and gives it off. Watts works up one-on-one. This is Barry Hill. Little Lewis. Outside to Cassiano. Nope. Now the Trojans. And with 4.5 minutes remaining, they really need a basket here, Laz. And a whistle. Stay at this end as Keith Berryhill is flagged for personal foul number 2.
Wildcats.
58-46. A 12-point lead. The Wildcats, coached by Jack Kiefer, led 34-30 at halftime. Shane Riggs. Second will not fall, and
the ball doesn't leave the rim very far before
No,
Montrose is able to get it on the rebound. Great rebounding.
Cassiano.
Just a little four corners here.
And they had a little release set up there with Montross on top, and Kyle Fox came around and went right over the top of the hand of Eric.
Montrose in there at a high post release as they let the other guards carry the ball around and then release to him if they get tied up. He gets fouled that time, go to the line.
And with that kind of a height advantage outside, too, you can cut off pretty easily, too, can you not?
Yes. He can see you from just outside the top of the key. If you're alone on the basket, he can see and get that pass to you.
The old days of Lou Alcindor at UCLA. And a foul. Easy basket coming up by Huckabee, but Lawrence North commits the foul to save the basket. That's going to go against Lewis.
Good passing by Newcastle. Across the court to the open man. Watch Montrose very careful not to get that foul. The foul comes from behind.
Number 43
Just keep nibbling away. There's, I'll tell you, an awful lot of birdseed to grab up there in the 4 minutes, 11 seconds remaining, but one or two like this and dead ball opportunities, and you can be back in it.
All right, Newcastle's got to probably go to a full court press here and create that some steals. They missed the free throw, which makes it more difficult to press.
Kyle Fox there, he comes in on the pressure. He's just a chaser out there right now. He's going whatever way he can. Here comes Cassiano. Oh, that's a great left-handed shot up off the glass by Eddie Cassiano.
There's the lead pass from on top as Cassiano broke from just inside half court to get that layup.
And that's not going to fall. So desperation shots now coming up. The Trojans are just about out of it. And there's an easy two by Keith Berryhill. Threes are wild on the board. 3:33 remaining, 62-48. That's the score as the Newcastle Trojans are right on the edge of extinction from this tournament. We have a timeout at the 3:27 mark The score, Lawrence North 62, Newcastle 48.
The door to your future is right in your neighborhood. College credit from Bank One gets you where you want to go. Choose from a variety of student loans that can open doors for you. If you've got what it takes, go for it. Go for college credit at your neighborhood Bank One. It's the loan to learn.
I've investigated a lot of big cheeses in my time, and nothing's bigger than the big cheese department at Marsh. First thing I detected was incredible variety, domestic and imported. Roquefort, they got it, sweetheart. Along with brie, cheddar, Swiss, the works. And while you're at Marsh, pick up a bottle of wine and a few croissants.
You value selection.
Because you never know who you might bump into.
And we value you.
There's the clock. Time remaining. 3:27. 62-48. Barring any miraculous comeback now by the Trojans, it's going to be Bedford North Lawrence versus Lawrence North in tonight's championship game, which begins at 8 o'clock. And they have trouble bringing it in. 5-second call goes against the Trojans. So when it goes awry, everything seems to go wrong.
Bit pressure on the out of bounds there by North. And now the full court pressure we thought Newcastle would use.
And here come the Cats. There's Montross. This is the high release, and he throws it away. There's a little cut. Sort of a look and a cut, and he threw it behind. And once again, the Trojans have the ball.
31, Duffy.
Duffy back in the lineup, number 31. And he replaces Tim Haynes. Lots of good high school basketball still coming up in the state as we look to 1990. There's a pass intended inside for Huckabee. And up it comes to the glass. No good. Tipped away. Here they come. The other way. I tell you, they're going to really turn it on. Cassiano goes for the steal. Steps inside. Guffey. No, it's not going to fall. Montross. And the lead. And deflected. Duffy again takes the shot, recovers back court to get the outlet pass by Montross. 2 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Count goes to Kyle Fox. Fox first 2 points of the game. But it's maybe too late.
And Lawrence North's got a nice little half-court offense here. Get into Montrose, as we talked about that high post release. It runs time off the clock and can allow for a back cut basket. You see 2:14 left now in the game.
As long as Cassiano is not contested, he'll stand out there and hold it. And a foul, sort of a little touch foul out here, but it's going to go against Huckabee. That will be his 4th, and that's going to send Lawrence North to the line to shoot. A couple of substitutions. In the lineup, Josh Barber, number 11, along with number 15, Dave Sadler for the Trojans. And sitting down will be Riggs and Huckabee. Keith Berryhill, 6'2" senior, just quietly been around all the action this afternoon. Leading scorer in the contest with 18 points. Average is 13. He has 19. Montross held under his average of 19. He has 14. Inside, off a foot, out of bounds to Newcastle. Some of the crowd begins to head for the exits, but the championship game comes up tonight at 8 o'clock. Again, Laz, as you had informed everyone earlier, there still are good seats, good tickets available for this game. Cassiano with the lead up court. And Watts with 2 on a good fast break conversion.
It looks like Lawrence North and Bedford North Lawrence in that ball game. So you'll get to see the 2 leading Mr. Basketball candidates in Eric Montross and Damon Bailey.
And another outlet, Montross to Berryhill. at the 130 mark. 68-50. Now the Cats just pull away. Off the rim, no good again. The threat underneath. Montross. Down hard goes Fox. Montross. And a foul. See, against that height discrepancy, all he has to do is just hold the ball up there and he draws the foul.
He does a nice job. He's not going to get that ball slapped away. You see, when he gets a rebound, he doesn't get it taken back away from him. He hangs on to it and then dishes out to where it needs to go.
45, Vilas is back in again and replaces Damon Watts. Yes, Watts will snap. Watts has played a good game for Lawrence North. 11 points. Fairly balanced. Had 5 in the second quarter, his largest productivity per quarter. Jeff Galloway, 6'9", 220 senior. Oh, you're right, Laz. They could put a front wall in there that'd be insurmountable. They like to go with some speed, some athleticism. Now more substitutions for the Trojans. 21, Casey Anderson. 53, Brian Agee. And number 33, Brian Catron. Eric's second is also good. Another substitution. Here's Kaiser for Montross. Montross leads with 16 points. And heaven only knows how many rebounds.
Well, he had 8 just when the second half started, so he'll have 15 or 16 for the game.
Outside, Barber. Nope. And the rebound. Stolen back by the Trojans. 3 more on the way. That's not going to fall. That shot by Sadler. 53 seconds. Here's the drive. And the 2. It won't fall. Back up again. No good. Rebound, but a foul. This goes against Barber. Josh Barber, the 5'11" senior for the Trojans. His first.
At the line, number 45, Jason Vilas.
Jason Vilas at the line. First point. 71-50. And the second. Barber. And a drive. Give those 2 to David Sadler, the senior. His first field goal. The save. Back up to the glass. And a foul. As Brian Catron tried to take it to the hoop and caught a hip on his way in. He'll go to the line. Foul is on James Long, the sophomore. Long comes out. Take a look at the steal again.
Now, Newcastle needed some more of this. Steals on the inbounds pass. They weren't able to get it, and Lawrence North's got that 20-point lead.
With 32 seconds remaining, it's a 20-point lead. Make it 21, 72-50. Or I'm sorry, make it 19, 72-53. As Catron hit both free throws. Time back in. Trojans as the clock starts to run. Inside 30 seconds. 3 on the way. Nope, that's off the rim by Sadler. And a hole. Barber's second foul. And that sends Lawrence North to the line.
It's 22, Joel Kiefer. That's the coach's son in the dressed for today's varsity game.
Misses the free throw. Put up and back off the rim. No good. Rebound to Newcastle with 13 seconds. To the glass. The basket will count. And the foul. Oh, Barber, I'll tell you, that was a shot of professional caliber there. High off the glass and soft through the hoop.
On the fast break, a good bounce pass. Great play there. Chance for three. High off the board.
Foul is on Vilas, his third. And the free throw rolls in, so Barber makes it a three-point play with 9 seconds, 8 seconds remaining. Full court pressure and a steal. And up and two more. Give that basket to Caton as the buzzer sounds, ending this contest. So Jack Keefer and Sam Alford played a good game here, the second contest, but the strength of Lawrence North inside with Eric Montross, Keith Berryhill, Damon Watts outside along with ball control and court control by Eddie Cassiano. And Lawrence North has come away with a 72-58 victory. We'll be back to talk about this contest in just a moment.